everyone, Cloud VP here, and welcome back to the second reproduction. I apologize for my long absences from the channel. I've been working a lot and doing stuff, so yeah, sorry. But let's dive right back into the second reproduction so we can do whatever it is we were doing and do it well, because I don't remember what we were doing. Gardas, I'm bored. Well, I haven't seen you in a week. I understand. You shouldn't be bored, Gardas. Huh? I couldn't understand why he'd suddenly say such a thing. The demon lord gave a melancholic sigh, the one word I can't pronounce, not sigh, the other one. Seemingly bored, elbowed on his armrest and chin in his hand. You're barely even trying with your assassination attempts these days. They're mediocre. Banal even. Banal? I don't know. I'm getting bored. Come on, where's your spirit? Try and kill me seriously, just like before. He was asking us to do horrible things to him, yet he sounded like a little kid having a tantrum. His retainers just stood there and smiled, watching their spoiled child get more and more obsessed with his new toy. Hey, aren't you guys his retainers? Are you sure it's okay for him to act like that? Oh, so he's the king. He can act however he wants to. That's what happens when you're king. He can take a bath of yogurt or something. Why the hell would I go to yogurt? I don't know. Don't take a bath of yogurt. It's like not good. Anyway, maybe I should try to attack him more often. Wait, I thought I did it plenty of times already. I haven't given up or anything. I'm just busy at the moment. With what? Ecological research. Sounds like fun. Count me in. Well, it's more like demon anthropology. So you're one of our research subjects. Don't be an idiot. No one would ever work alongside their mortal enemy. There's someone standing here who would. Fine, if you want me to beat you up that badly, then bring it. My deepest apologies for disturbing your fun, but Lord Gardas, you're scheduled to depart for Hysial today. Oh, now that you mention it. Are you going somewhere? Sorry, you must get really lonely when I'm not around. Wait for me anyway. I don't get lonely at all. Not one bit. So, stop worrying and go away. Yeah, you tell him. Anyway, sorry guys, I'm getting into my voice acting today, obviously, because I'm like the best voice actor ever. That's totally guys why you watch this channel, is to hear my beautiful voice as I read these lines, right? Right, I know it. Anyway, sorry, distraction again. Fun. Even though you're so in love with me, you come to see me every day. I'm not in love with you. I'm just making sure you haven't run away. Oh, well, if you say so. You're so dead. Alright. Once I get back, I'll play with you as much as you want. Gardas sprung up towards the sky, leaving me with his snide comments. For goodness sakes, that's not what I... She's blushing as he laughs maniacally as he flies into the wind. That's a king right there. My cry was in vain, for the black-winged demon lord laughed heartily as he flew off into the distance. Where does he get all that confidence from? Well, Lord Gardas seems to be having a lot of fun these days. I could feel it too, as his assistant. Gardas' assistant, Jin, shuffled the documents in his hand and smiled at me. You never think he was the demon lord's right-hand man with a smile like that. I didn't mean he looked unreliable, just harmless. When we first met, I was shocked because Jin looked barely older than me, yet he held the incredibly important position of Deathright's prime minister. Well, as a demon, he looked quite young, but his actual age made him a lot older. With long silvery hair that felt... Hell. His hair is hell, I say! Because it's competing with mine, obviously. Anyway, with long silvery hair that fell to his back, a slim and sleek body, and a feminine face, Jin could easily have been mistaken for a woman. The dark green ribbon tying his hair back stood out amongst his dark clothes, seemingly out of place in his most black appearance. I heard he got it from the previous Prime Minister. Jin, I know I've said this before, and I don't think I'll need to say it again, but I'm here to kill that guy, remember? Yes, I remember. I've heard you say it several times now. Then let's get stuff rolling. I'm a lot more observant than I look. If you were someone who had to be killed, you would have died the first day we met. For barely an instant, danger flashed from the depths of his gentle smile. My body froze for a brief moment, but Jin's expression quickly returned to normal, his smile cheerful once again. Anyway, didn't you want to do some ecological research today? Yeah, that's my plan. We were enemies, so I had every right to lie to him, but for some reason I couldn't. It had to be his perfect smile. A pure smile without a single flicker of evil, even though he just gave me an evil glare earlier. Or sinister glare, like 5 seconds ago, seriously. It had to be the perfect smile. A pure smile without a single flicker of evil. Did I just read that twice? Whatever. I still couldn't recall Gardas complaining about how unfair it was at all. Or it all was. He wanted me to just be as obedient with him. I see. Well then, have a safe trip. Don't tell me what to do. Oh no, soldier guy. Hello, soldier. Lord Jin. Just as I was saying goodbye to Jin, the door suddenly burst open and a loud voice cried towards us. I turned to look, startled, and there stood a soldier, gasping for breath. What's the matter with you? Aren't you being rude to our guest? My deepest apologies, sir, said Soldier A. You seem anxious, however, so I'll assume the information you're bringing is just as important. Am I correct? Yes. I've just received a report that Wind Village is being attacked by a champion. Wind Village? The familiar name sent a jolt through both of us. Not a bolt, not like a bolt of lightning, a jolt. Gardas had taken us to Wind Village about a month ago. Oh, is that where we met those people? It's been a while, but I could still picture the serene, flower-filled landscape of the village. But now, the villagers are right. Lizette had got along with the village children, and right now he was the most anxious out of all of us. Unable to keep his cool, he pressed the soldier for more answers. Huh? We don't have any details yet, so... The soldier stuttered. He hadn't expected Lizette, a human of all things, to be so concerned about it. Said Lizette. Oh, Lizette. If I hadn't been there, Lizette might have rushed out to the village there and then, his teeth dug into his lips, and seeing the blood drip from his mouth made my heart ache. He must have decided to stay here only out of concern for me. Knowing Lizette, he would have wanted to run over to the village right away. But this is the fate of the demon race. There's nothing we can do about it. I've tried repeating that to myself in my head, but a feeling of absolute disgust rose up within me. I felt like throwing up. From a human's perspective, killing demons was common sense. There was nothing wrong with it. I kept trying to tell myself that, to calm myself down, but it just made my body tremble more and more. My brain could accept such reasoning, but my heart couldn't. Do I want to save those villagers? The moment I realized that, my confusion doubled. I came here to kill demons, but now I want to save them. How ironic. I opened my mouth. I wanted to say something, anything, but nothing came out. Unable to stand it, I bowed my head instead. Jin glanced at me from the corner of his eye, then turned back to the soldier. From what I remember, there's a self-defense team at Wind Village. Did they help the women and children escape? Unfortunately, the champion brought a large group of skilled fighters with him. They struck before anyone had time to get away. Those words shattered my hesitation in an instant. I made my decision. Lizette. Yes. We still need to express our gratitude to the villagers. They may be demons, but we cannot forget another's kindness. Doing so would be an insult to the title of knight. Lady Christina, where are you going? We're going to the Wind Village, Jin, not for Gardas' sake, but to fulfill our own desires. Are you going to stop us? Of course not. I'll leave it to you two. Come on, Lizette. Fly, let's go. I left the throne room, admiration it turned into adrenaline as it boiled through my whole body, because I read that line wrong. The evening sky burst into my vision, making me even more restless. Oh, my camera glitched. Run! There we go. Better. This is... My body froze, words failing me. Before me was no longer a beautiful village of flowers, but a mountain of rubble. It was completely different. I'd even wondered if I'd taken a wrong turn for a few moments. But the board beneath my foot informed me otherwise. Welcome to Wind Village, the village of flowers, was carved into it. There were no more flowers on either side of the road stretched into the village, just blackened wood. When I looked closer, I could see a few burnt corpses hidden within. The small stream flowing beside the village was tinted red. There were still chunks of raw meat bobbing up and down into the river water. It felt too surreal. It was like I'd stepped into hell. I've seen gruesome enough to put battlefields to shame. Kya! A scream flooded my ears, knocking me out of my stupor. Without wasting a moment, Lizette and I ran straight to the source. Stop! There too. I clicked my tongue in frustration. Another blood-curdling stream, this time from a different direction. Lizette, I'm on it. We split up. Lizette knew what I meant, and quickly ran down a different road. I took another fork, looking for the first scream's owner. Well, that first screamer owner is now dead. Ah. As I reached the courtyard, the corpse of a young girl rolled into sight. The green gas stained vermilion, reflecting the sinister radiance of the evening sun. Standing in the center of the square was a man, mercilessly stabbing a blood-stained sword through the chest of another child. The moment I caught his eye, the man gave a vulgar smile and slowly drew his sword out of the child's body. Champion? Oh, you're here to kill the demons too, champion. Rage exploded through my chest, but at the same time, a tingle of doubt flooded my mind. Was he doing something wrong? Wasn't I slaughtering half-demons myself only a few months ago? There was nothing wrong with it. They're disgusting creatures whose sheer existence can never be forgiven. Forgiven by who? Who will forgive them? The pool of blood crawled towards my feet. If their existence was utterly unforgivable, then why was their blood such a vivid red? Why? Hate to break it to you, but all the shit in this village is already dead anyway. You'll have to go somewhere else if you want any merit. Still grinning, the man triumphantly turned away and left. His back showed no sign of remorse, only the raw pleasure of defeating pure evil. Ugh. I wanted to kill the man, but I also recognized him as a fellow champion. Those conflicting emotions left me struggling for breath. I embraced myself, gripping my clothes to try and subdue my beating heart. I opened my eyes wide, letting the tragedy around me sink in. And at that moment... I hear a weak groan coming from the mountain of dead bodies. Without wasting a single sound, I rushed over. I could see a woman's body twitching there. I gently scooped her up in my arms and shook her lightly. Hey, hang in there. You're the champion from before. You're... As I gazed at the woman's face, I gasped. I knew her. She was the woman who poured me a cup of wine that day. I'm sorry. I couldn't save any of you. My voice trembled, but the woman responded with a smile unthinkable considering her injuries. It felt sharper than the tip of a knife, as if a wedge had been driven straight through my heart. Nobody would have blamed her for despising me, but her smile never wavered, and she whispered softly, gently, Marina. Huh? That's my name. I'm sure you're the only one left who can still remember it. Marina. Huh? I am Marina, my dear champion. Marina. That's right. Please, don't ever forget my name. Dying without anyone remembering is just too lonely. I won't forget. I'll keep it tucked away in my heart for as long as I live. Thank you. And with that she died. But her smile bloomed like a beautiful flower, yet it sent a deep pulsing pain through my chest. I couldn't do anything. I could only watch as she slowly closed her eyes. The woman with such a kind voice and a bright smile was now lying in a pool of blood. She was still smiling, but her body would never move again. A champion had passed judgment on her for the sin of being alive. No, that's wrong. Marina's... She had been killed. Mercilessly, brutally killed as she tried to run away. When I came to that conclusion, I noticed one or two transparent droplets on Marina's pale skin. It took me a few moments to realize they were my own tears. It was absurd, laughable even. Wasn't I a champion myself? Since when did I have the right to cry for demons? I don't know how long I sat there for. As the mountains changed color in the twilight, I slowly sensed someone standing behind me. I turned around to see who it was and... Are you the one who did this? I could see Gardas standing before me, but I couldn't process his words. Everything felt so vague and blurry. Gardas walked silently towards me and spoke as if he'd drawn his sword. I'm asking you if you're the one who did this. As he grasped hold of my shoulders, his words finally sunk into my head. He was asking if I'd been the one to make the mountain of bodies. I wasn't surprised he came to that conclusion. I had been expecting a fight, so my sword was drawn and lying beside me. I was the only one alive, and my clothes were covered in blood from holding Marina. I wanted to say no, but what was the difference? What was the difference between me killing them now and me killing them in the past? I've sent countless demons to their graves. I can't ever deny that. But even so, I had to say something to him. However, no matter how desperately I forced myself, only a hoarse whisper came out of my lips. Gardus' face grew distorted. Is this what you call justice, Christina? Justice? I declared that word time and time again, but now it sounded utterly ridiculous. If I went back in time and met my past self, I'd demand her to tell me why this brutal massacre of innocent lives could be called justice. Though, she'd probably just say it was because of the doctrine. Gardus' face went deep red, furious at my inability to say nothing but that word. His eyes narrowed with fiery wrath, and the evening sun reflected in his dark pupils. I see. Then take your foolish justice to hell. His large hands clasped around my neck and raised me high into the air. Was he trying to break my neck instead of suffocating me? The strength of his grip was astounding, giving me no room to retaliate. Tears flowed down my cheek, but not from the lack of oxygen, but from the sheer agony of it. I wasn't expecting to die like this. My thoughts blurred and faded, my mind sinking into darkness, and all that remained was the final corner of my conscience, was the realization that this was it. Princess! Seconds before I lost conscience, Lizette's cry made me open my eyes. Lisette. Stop it, Gardus! The princess was trying to save them! Gardus released his strength, and I plummeted to the ground. Lisette immediately rushed to my side and held me, glaring furiously at Gardus. Can't you use that head of yours? The princess would never kill anyone that ruthlessly. Yes, you're right. I'm sorry, Christina. I just tried to kill you. But it's okay. If this was any other day, then Gardus' apologizing would have been unthinkable. But the fact that he did revealed how much the tragedy had affected him. That's normal. Seeing your people you get along with, killed like that. There's no way anyone could keep their cool. Can you stand? Yeah. I tried to stand, but my feet shook dangerously. Gardus immediately held out his hand, trying to support me. But only for a few moments. Suddenly, Gardus got startled for some reason and turned away with an anguished look on his face. His hand, which held my own only a few seconds ago, was now curled into a fist, and he was glaring at the soot-ridden ground, at nothing in particular. Gardus? I'm sorry. His trembling voice sounded nothing like his usual self. You apologized earlier, so it's okay. Guard... I wanted to chase after him, but Lisette grabbed my shoulders and stopped me. We should let him be for a while. I watched his back fade into darkness and felt the weight of his sorrow, his regret, all of the feelings he couldn't express to us, and the darkness of night soon followed. That was pretty heavy. Everyone died at that nice village that we just went to, like 2 episodes ago or something. Actually, it was like last episode. I was kind of still there. That sucks, though. I can't believe... I understand that Christina was, having that inner turmoil. She, killed the demons before, and now why should she, get mad at that champion? But at the same time, they're people. But at the same time, I feel like she should have done something to that champion, because I don't know. I don't know what else to say. Let's just go on with the game. That was pretty heavy stuff. So tomorrow's the day off in the Demon Kingdom, huh? I should go to sleep. Sleep! It's holiday night. Woo! Holiday night! Okay. So. Sorry, Lisette. Just for today. Oh, crap. This is harder. I was given a hint that, when I go out to the town, I should go where the exclamation point is. So that's pretty good. So now I'm at the point where I think I have to decide if I want to go for Lisette or if I want to go for Gardus. God, I don't know. Because I really like Lisette, but at the same time, I'm really liking Gardus too. So... I don't know. I don't know who I should go for. I'll ask Lisette to leave me alone for the day and we'll see how that goes. Sorry, Lisette, but can you leave me alone for today? Oh, now you talk. They always do that. Right at the end of the episode, they're like, I'm gonna talk now. Thank you, I will. There wasn't any particular reason why I wanted to be alone. I just felt like going somewhere desolated by myself. I wanted to clear my mind of needless worries. My face probably looked really bad. As I closed my eyes, the image of Gardas standing against a ruined village floated into my mind, his back facing me. As he stood there, lit up by the setting sun, I'd found myself lost for words. I couldn't say anything. Even if I did, they'd just be shameless lies. It was no different to the self-proclaiming champions who destroyed the village. When that deject thought ran through my mind, I suddenly realized something. Did I want to comfort Gardas? I was dumbfounded. Since when did I feel sympathetic towards that bastard? Nicely put. Even though I still had feelings to defeat, or I still had to defeat him, I was worried about Gardas' feelings. That realization made my heart sink. God, the contradiction was ridiculous, even to me. But even so, I couldn't get rid of this awkward feeling in my chest. Is this what you call justice? When Gardas had roared those words, I was sure his eyes were glimmering with tears. He was crying in anguish as his rage boiled. Even though a single tear didn't grace his cheeks, I could still tell. My justice. Every single word he'd said felt like an arrow piercing my chest, one after the other. It still hurt, even now. Once upon a time I would have answered, yes, this is what I call justice, right back at him. But then I killed demons without slightest hesitation, feeling no remorse for them as I cut them down in droves. My chest hurt right now because I was trying to deny all of that. But if I deny my own past, what am I left with? I'm sure you already know the answer to that, said an eerily calm voice at the back of my head. I shook my head, trying to shake the thought away. No. I squeezed my eyes shut and placed my hands on my neck, where Gardas had tried to strangle me. I can still feel it. I gave a long sigh and leaned against the cold stone wall, then suddenly let myself gradually tumble down onto the floor.
Christina.
I knew he was going to show up. I knew it! So, at least he could say his lines now. He's Christina nice. Why does he have to turn up now? He was the last person I wanted to see. Ever since that day, we'd barely spoken to one another. We fell into awkward silence, our eyes staring towards the floor, neither knowing what to say to the other. Eh? His murmur broke the silence. So quiet, I thought he was talking to himself. I hadn't expected a question like that, so I just blinked, my face blank. It took me a few seconds to understand what he'd asked. No, it's fine now. He'd asked because he'd seen me touch my neck and thought I was still in pain. I smiled weakly and shook my head, letting Gardas breathe a sigh of relief. Gardas?
本当にあいつの言った通りだ。少し考えれば、いや、考えなくともお前があのような行いをするはずがないと分かったのに、私は礼を言うどころか、お前を。
He's totally beating himself up. Thank me. I didn't do anything worthy of that. I just watched them all die. I'm a ridiculous champion. I couldn't even save one person. I'm such a fool.
そのように己を責めるな。
Gardas' heart was undoubtedly in more pain than mine, and yet here he was, worrying about me. But hearing his words of sympathy just made me feel even more miserable. I'm no different than those murderers. I've killed demons too, you know. I'm your enemy, so of course you got angry. If anything, you weren't angry enough.
Christina.
He says Christina really well. Sorry, that just... Through all this pain that these characters are feeling, I was just like, he says it nicely. Such a good voice. Anyway, continuing. Stop it. Don't say my name like that, please. A kind, gentle voice that would forgive anything.
Christina.
Oh, you jerk. She just said stop it. Gardas continued, ignoring my pleas. If he said anything more, I was sure I would cry, so I covered my face and shook my head like a stubborn child. No, don't. Don't come any closer, please. I feel like I'm losing myself whenever you're near me. I never know what to do. Oh crap, what's happening? Then don't think, eh? I thought he was going to push me away, but when I looked up, I immediately saw otherwise. Gardas' eyes were full of warmth, and he was looking at me without hesitation. I found myself surprised that a demon lord of all people would look at me like that.
今考えてもわからないということはまだ納得するべきではないからだ。時が経てばいつか今の悩みが嘘のようにわかる日が来る。
I'm a champion. I shouldn't be comforted by a demon. Should I?
クリスティーナ。
There it is. I was like, where's the line? There it was. Oh, so huggy. It's cute, damn it. Okay. What? I gasped as he suddenly scooped me up, his arms endlessly warm. Let me go. I squirmed and tried to push him away, but his hug was too tight. I could feel his warm hand clasping the back of my head, and his powerful heartbeat thumping against my cheek.
お前は温かいな。
Well, she is... I don't know. I don't even know what to say. His gentle voice made my resistance melt away. I knew it was childish of me, but I found myself wanting to indulge in his warmth. He was my enemy. He was a demon lord. There were a million reasons why I should have pushed him away, but not one of them stood a chance against his warm arms. So I stopped struggling and replied with a tone of resignation. Of course I'm warm. I'm alive, you know.
私も温かいか。
Ooh, how are you gonna reply to that? Oh, yeah. That was easy.
安心した。
Good. What do you...
時々これがうつつなのか夢なのかわからなくなる。
What could Garth mean by that, I wonder?
あまりにも多くの死を見てきたからだろう。
Oh.
もしかしたら自
No,
分は
never
す
mind.
で
He
に
could just
死んでい
clarify
た。
that for us, right
これ
next
は
sentence.
俺が見ている夢なのではないかと思う。
Gah, so much hair. Dying dream. But if that's true, then everything I see can't be real either.
そうでないことを祈る。この感触が夢でしかないな
Oh,
ど
that's cute.
悔しすぎるからな。
But oh, I didn't realize that was Chris's line. God damn it! But think about how nice it would be if this was just a dream. If this is just a dream, then I don't have to worry about being in your arms right now. So, Gardas, this is a dream, right? There was a slight pause, and I felt Gardas smile discreetly.
はあ、そうだったな。これは夢だ。
That's sad. I see. It's okay for a champion to be comforted by a demon lord, if it's just a dream. And when tomorrow comes, we'd become enemies again. No matter how painful it is, one has to wake up from dreams in order to see the future. But for now, it's just a dream. The word dreamed wrapped around my overflowing feelings, so that my emotions would also fade into illusions. Gardas. I let the reason why I never wanted him to let go vanish forever. Oh look! Now I could go somewhere. After that super touching moment, I could go somewhere. So you know what, guys? I think I personally just made a really awesome choice to, like, get that scene with Gardas. It was super cute and super touching, and I actually feel like Gardas is really nice, and I liked that, how they have the feelings for each other. They, like, know it, but for their status, they feel it's, like, wrong to be together, so I just thought that was really cute. Anyway, so I'm going to end this episode here, but what we could do is I'll let you guys pick where you want me to go, because we saw how well it was when I picked last time. And honestly, this last choice I just picked to, like, have Lizette leave me alone to see Gardas was awesome. I thought I made a really good choice, and I know I'll jinx it again, so you guys pick where you want me to go. And if no one picks, then damn it, I'll pick myself, I guess. So anyway, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this episode, and I hope to see you all at the next one. So until then, bye, everyone!
끝까지 포기 마라 하늘이 내 곁을 지켜줄 거야 너의